Gurl. Hello there. I'm the Velvet Snatch, and I'm here with the sensational Glenn Kevin and the beautiful, gorgeous, divine, very, very talented Cheddar Gorgeous.
Oh, it's so lovely to be back here again.
Now, we are at Bobby's in Newcastle for a Drag Race UK viewing party. How do you feel about that?
I love Bobby's, honestly. And it's one of those venues that's always so fun to come back because it's a very family atmosphere. Not in the way that there's the presence of children. It's a very community focus. You can tell that everybody treats each other like a family. And I think that's such a wonderful, wonderful thing. And you don't really get that when you do like kind of bigger venues.
Yeah.
It's quite nice to come to a smaller bar and be like, oh, everyone knows each other. You get to get the scoop from what's happened since the last time you were here.
Yeah.
Who's done who's done what, all of the good times.
Now, obviously, we know you as a fabulous drag performer, but you're also a lecturer. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I was that first, actually. So I'm an anthropologist by training, which explains my interest in people. I'm doing that alongside this now. So I made the announcement that I was like, I'm taking on some more work. And everyone's like, she's quitting drag. And I'm not. I'm just getting even more busier and even more tired.
So people like Velvet aren't very clever and they don't know what anthropology is.
Right.
So can you explain what anthropology is?
I feel like this is like, these fingers, they're a little bit inappropriate. I think they probably should be cancelled.
A mind of their own, to be fair.
No, anthropology is the study of culture, of people, of life. It's a little bit of a mix mash of sociology, psychology, and any other discipline that deals with the human condition.
And do you feel that that's influenced your drag?
I think it made me think about telling stories. And I think because what's very, very fundamental to human beings is our capacity and desire to tell stories, to turn our life into stories, to turn our identity into stories. And so I think that very much comes from being around people and studying people and being interested in people. And that's just what I did with my drag. In many ways, I'm not doing much different, although I don't dress like this, obviously, when I'm in a lecture hall. They don't pay enough.
That's it. That's a lot of prep for a lecture.
Do you get any fans in your lectures?
I do. But it's great because normally a lot of people wouldn't necessarily come to an academic lecture and like think about interesting stuff. So I'm working at the moment with disability. So I'm working around how drag might be used to allow people who are disabled to feel an element of freedom that they can't get in other aspects of their lives. And I think when you come to drag gigs, there's a lot of differently able and disabled people who come to drag gigs, right?
Yeah.
And so it makes absolute sense because we shift and we shape our bodies in new and exciting ways and we reveal things about our internal world. And so if I was to do like a lecture, well, you wouldn't find a drag queen doing a lecture on that, right?
No.
But if I was to do a lecture just as a regular academic, people might not be that arsed. But because you've been on the telly box, everyone thinks they're going to have a good time. It's like the other Trojan horse. You lure them in and then give them something nutritious that they didn't really want to eat.
That sounds like my last couple of grinder hookups.
There we go. Well, there we go. But always with consent. Because consent is what? Sexy.
So originally people will know you from Drag SOS and then you went on to Drag Race UK. How did being on Drag SOS compare to being on Drag Race UK?
Well, people's problems were far worse on Drag Race UK. I've got a better way to phrase that. Let me rephrase that again. Obviously, in Drag SOS, we were using drag to really help people through issues in their lives, depression, issues around confidence, even really serious issues like domestic violence, but allowing them to connect with each other and their communities. And the big difference, of course, is that in comparison, people on Drag Race UK are really fucked up. The problem's there to deal with, I'm telling you. Not to mention the ones they came out with.
So you're House of Gorgeous, with Banksy being on Drag Race, Anna Falatic.
I didn't actually know she was a member of the family until the first episode of the show, but it was good. It was good to be kept informed, and we're very glad to have her because anything for the publicity.
And then obviously Anna's now been announced on
I know!
Dragula.
My sister wife, she's on Dragula. Isn't that so exciting?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, my
So,
word.
Crazy.
House
It's so
of
good.
Gorgeous are obviously...
We're basically taking over the world.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It was like we tried it with one television show. It wasn't enough. We've tried it with another television show. Now we've got someone on a third television show.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, please, somebody start to take notice of us.
Yeah. Just put them in charge, basically.
Please,
You know.
recognise our position. In the UK, what would it be called? Like, what's the kind of hierarchy of houses?
Parliament?
Drag
Let's call it the Parliament.
I want to say drag anarchy, but
Let's just go straight to Parliament, shall we? Elect us to office. We could probably do a better job, although that's not saying much.
We'd be the only sober ones there.
Exactly, seriously. We'd also be the poorest ones there. The irony.
So if you had to like give a breakdown of House of Gorgeous, what would you say there? Who's in House of Gorgeous and what is their special superhero power?
What if they were superheroes?
All I heard was, if you're having a breakdown in the Family Gorgeous, and I'm like, well, that does happen quite a lot, actually. Well, definitely, Licorice
No.
Black is known as the like mistress of the wardrobe, isn't she?
Yeah.
And Anaphylactic, she has superb acting skills, and Banksy's an amazing fashion queen and lip syncer, and then Miss Blair, she's incredibly funny and amazing, and Laurie, she writes and performs music. She's absolutely wonderful. And then you have me, and the only skill
I helped.
Well, I was gonna say, the only skill I really have is being successful, but that's working out all right for me.
And Banksy?
I said Banksy.
Okay,
She's
I missed Banksy. There we go.
Which the thing about Banksy, she's very good at walking, because she's so tall.
Yeah.
So it's always wonderful to contemplate the laws of physics when you see a structure like that moving briskly down a runway. So she provides both a visual stimulation and a philosophical fascination. I'm into it.
Oh, that's brilliant. But yes, so
So what are your plans for your personal platform?
That's
Obviously, after
a very personal
after
question.
lecturing.
Tonight, or are we talking on a longer term basis over the weekend? Do you know, I'm obviously spending a lot of time doing a lot of thinking and doing a fair bit of writing. And I've got this amazing project working with Sarah Ezekiel, who's a woman who's got motor neurons disease.
Yeah.
So that's like in my next field of vision. And alongside that, I might be doing a little bit of writing and doing a little bit of other things. But I'm also still performing. So like I've got Homo Block coming up. Can't wait for that in Manchester. Manchester's biggest, bestest party. It's absolutely amazing. Come and see us up there. So I'm a very busy witch.
And do you have any interesting stories? Because you were at DragCon last year. Are you doing DragCon next year?
Yeah.
Ah,
I am.
Is there any tea to spill from the year just
On the
gone?
drag. Oh God, I don't know whether there's tea to spill that I can put on here. It's been a very, very dramatic year in many ways, both on screen and off screen for many in the drag industry. And I shall not say any more about it, particularly as we're in Newcastle. And the walls, they do have ears, don't they? It's terrible. Oh, do you know what? I'm on telly again. I don't know whether I don't know whether I'm allowed to tell you.
Oh,
but
go on.
I am on. No, I don't know whether I am. Maybe I'll just say that I'm on telly again, and the mystery will be when and why. But it's happening.
Space?
Yeah, it is happening, and it's funny. It's very on brand. I think it's the most on brand piece of television you've ever seen coming from a drag race queen in the UK.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Thank you, being that person, the only one who's excited.
And don't forget, if you want to attend DragCon and come to meet the wonderful Cheddar Gorgeous, that is going to be at the Excel Centre, London, on the 13th and 14th of January. Look online, double check the dates because I have had 2 pints. And yeah, book, go, buy merch, meet queens, and see some fabulous performances.
Are you guys there? Are you coming?
We will hopefully be there.
Oh,
We are still praying for our press passes. Hint, hint.
Yes, please.
Is that what the advert's about? Maybe if we advertise it enough, they'll let us in.
Look, we've met Cheddar Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Can we please?
It's very similar with Drag Race. If you advertise it enough on your Instagram, eventually they'll let you in.
We need to tell Gladys that.
Well, there are limits.
No, thank you so much for speaking to us, Cheddar. And
lovely
good luck
to see
tonight.
you.
It should be amazing.
Fabulous. I mean, reduce your expectation. You're bound to have a lovely time.